This is Tracy Arner, and I'm going to be doing a project on the Georgia Public Library Service Uniform Chart of Accounts this semester. There are 63 public library systems in Georgia, and each of them have to use the same chart of accounts encoding transactions. So basically, my learning objectives are that the participant can recite each segment of the library chart of accounts and demonstrate correct usage of the account codes. I'm planning to have 4 different sections in my tutorial, and section 1 will be a chart of accounts overview, basically just talking about the definition of a chart of accounts, the purpose, that kind of thing. Next section, section 2, will be a definition of the various chart fields. And so in the library's chart of accounts, we have assets, liabilities, we have equity, revenue, expenditures, program codes, function codes, as well as facility codes. So I will introduce each of these segments of the chart of accounts and talk about its characteristics and the information that it collects. Section 3, I'm going to talk about how to use the chart fill segments in coding transactions. And so I'm going to give an example of how you would use the chart to code a cash receipt. I'm going to talk about particular cash receipts that are common to all libraries and how those codes would be entered. And also going to talk about how to code a grant receipt as well. I'm going to give examples of expenditure codes and what they should look like. And in particular, I'm going to talk about coding payroll expenditures, expenditures for library materials, and utility bills. And finally, I'm going to do an assessment at the end of the presentation so that the students will be given a sample transaction, and then they will have to select which chart fill segments to use for the transaction.